Hey, I'm Dolo tonight, and you are watching The Music Enthusiast.
I'm Sarah from The Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with the talented Dolo tonight. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm okay. I mean, it looks like the weather is perfect there.
That's pretty
So,
nice. It's a little windy though, so I might break up just a couple times, but it's if that happens, I'll go inside.
it's all good. What's your fondest musical memory? What's your
My
most?
fondest,
Yeah.
um, maybe like when I first got my drum set. I remember just playing it over and over and over again. Besides that, I think like if it's like a live music moment, one time I saw a Kid Cudi concert and halfway through, he like turned around and just like did the rest of the show like with us. And that was sick to me. I was like, yo, what? Like that was cool as heck.
It's,
Yeah, I think those are like two of my two good ones.
mhm. And now without concerts, like it's so sad.
I know. Please bring them back.
Literally, my whole life. No.
Yeah.
Um, what's it like working with Michael Ashby? Because that's huge.
Yeah, he's like one of my best friends, so it's kind of like not even working, like it's just like hanging out, and but when we do get to work, it's like really serious. Um, but yeah, it's like a really big creative process. Um, there's a lot of different feedback. Like I know a lot of people have noticed when we work together, like we don't speak much. We do speak, but it's like in code. I'll be like, and he'll be like, what the yeah, and I'll be what the yeah, and I'll be like, yeah, what the and we'll just like mind melding. So yeah, it's definitely like but we have our own process worked out after working for so long that like we kind of just like speak in tongues to each other and get stuff done quickly. But yeah, like overall, I think working with him has really evolved like everything that I do as far as the recording, tracking, and mixing part of my music.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. When you introduced yourself to him, did you expect to collaborate, or like did you just like take a risk? Like,
Wait, with Ashby?
yeah,
Wait, the question was, would I expect to collaborate with him when
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I totally knew that I was gonna make stuff with him. I was like, yeah, this dude is sick. And then after I think like at first I just kind of wanted to feel it out, like both of us did, wanted to see like what it would be like to work together. But then after my first studio session with him, I was like, oh yeah, like this is a wrap. Like we're gonna make hits all the time. So yeah, like pretty quickly I realized like we make a really good team as far as like artist and engineer go.
You totally do. Like, no problem. You also created a cookbook
Yeah.
with recipes like macaroni and cheese and ramen. Like every one of them sounds so good. How many recipe ideas did you have to begin with compared to how many made it on the book in the book?
Oh, okay. So I wanted to have a story for each idea in the cookbook to where it's like this is the story of the mac and cheese that got me kicked out of college, or there's just a couple different weird stories I got. The pizza that got me fired from a pizza spot. Um I when I started, I probably had like 30 story food related items. And I think like 11 ended up in there, maybe like 10. But that's because some of them are like totally inappropriate to put in a book. Like some of my food stories are just like not food stories that I should share in my fans or the public. I might have to switch it in cover now because it's getting windy out here.
Are those like based on true stories?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Tell one of them.
Huh?
Would you want to tell one of them?
Yeah, I'll tell one.
Okay.
Okay. So for Dolo's mac and cheese, in college, I bought like cheese powder in bulk, like because you can just go on Amazon, and I was like, I'm so sick of just buying a bunch of craft boxes. So I bought a big thing of cheese powder. And in the dorm that I was in, you weren't allowed to cook mac and cheese. We weren't allowed to cook anything. But I had bought an electric stovetop. So every night, like on Thursdays and Fridays, I would cook tons of mac and cheese for everyone and sell them for like $2 to $5 a plate. And like all these drunk kids would come back from partying and like just buy mac and cheese on me. I was like plugging it. And then um there was a line outside of my door, and one of the RAs from college like found the line and like walked through the line and like just came to my room and looked at me and was like, "What are you doing? Like I told you couldn't cook this." So I was like, yo, come on, like I'm just trying to make mac and cheese. And then she had to bring me to a board of advisors, and I had to take a fire awareness class and like do all these classes to make sure that I wasn't gonna like burn the college down. And they actually kicked me out of my dorm. I had to move across campus away from all my friends into a home just because it's a mac and cheese.
Well, wow, I wasn't expecting that at all.
It's in the book.
Yeah. What's your favorite meal to cook?
Damn, I just said mac and cheese mad times. But I think I don't know. I really like cooking a lot. I like Chinese food. I think Chinese food or Italian food. I don't have like a very specific meal I like to cook because I love to cook everything. But like one of my favorite foods is like shrimp stuffed eggplant fried. It's like flash fried and then it's deep fried. It's like so dang. It's like
it sounds so good.
Oh my God. My pops makes it like the best. It's so tasty. And like he gave me the recipe and I've just been making it out here all the time. I'm like, yo, can you send me that recipe again? I completely forgot about it. So, like text me.
If I could cook, I would make them too, but not really.
DoorDash for you. Yeah.
Can we also talk about the world record that you attempted? Like that's
yes. So I attempted highest music video in the world. I ended up getting highest music video in the Western Hemisphere because somebody from Nepal beat me by 2 feet, which is like the day I submitted it, somebody beat me by 2 feet, which was horrible. But yeah, I just got this idea where I was like, yo, I want to beat a Guinness World Record. I've always had the books. I've always been a fan of Guinness. And then I dropped this song, or I was going to drop the song higher. And I was like, yo, what if the music video was, I just started typing highest into Guinness. I saw that highest music video on land was an option. And I was like, so we flew out to Colorado to Pikes Peak. And we had a Navy pilot certify our altimeter, and had to go through all these loops and steps and holes and jump over bridges. And then, yeah, we filmed it. I made the song in the back of a car with my friend and then hopped out, filmed a full music video at 14,000 feet. And I couldn't even, like, I was like bleeding I felt like I was bleeding in my lungs. Like, although that sounds grotesque and horrible, like it was horrible. Like, just being up that high, like without oxygen tanks is like really messes with your system. So, and when I was like performing the music video and jumping around, I was like so out of breath. But yeah, if you watch the video, you can't really tell, but I was dying on the inside, but on the outside, I was like cool, calm, and collected. Yeah. And then after we filmed it and I got the news that we didn't get it by 2 feet, I decided to start doing other high activities. So I just jumped out of an airplane and took a hot air balloon. I was like, yo, if that can't get it, I'm just going to start doing high stuff. So yeah, I just went on this like escapade of like probably caused by like the depression of not getting it. I was like, oh, I'm going to start just doing high stuff now. They'll see.
Are you afraid of heights though?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm horribly afraid of heights. And I think because it was based around music, was the only reason I like didn't freak out, because I was like, oh, it's my music career, I have to do it. But if it was just like the friends telling me like, oh, you want to go 14,000 feet up, I'd be like, nah, bro, like that is not for me right now. Because I remember in college, my friends went hiking on this trail called Beehive, and it's like you go up this mountain and then you like shimmy along like a crevice that overlooks a drop of like 400 feet, and then like there's a beehive there. And I was like, yo, like, I am not doing this. And they dragged me along, and I got to like right before the crevice, and I just literally sat on my butt and like scooted myself down the rest of the mountain. I was like, I'm gone, guys. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm freaking out. They're like, yo, come on, there's handholds and everything. I was like, oh, that's horrible. Like, that's not enough for me. I need like feet on each side of me.
I remember like maybe like 2 years ago, I almost went on like a hot air balloon and I was like crying. I was like, no.
Yeah. When it first took off, I was freaking out. Like I just dropped this documentary. I think part 2 comes out today. And in that part, like the camera pans around and like you just see my reaction. I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, oh, because the guy's like, did you guys remember to like screw the bottom in? And I was like, what is he talking about? Like, why do you say that? So I was freaking out. Yeah. It's like all on cameras, like, and then I'm just like, higher. Like, I was like so sad.
Was it always the idea for the music video?
Huh?
Was it always the idea for the music video to do that?
Yeah, I didn't really have another plan. I was like, oh, I just want to do something higher. I think it kind of came at the same, like the first idea I had was to break a Guinness World Record for it. So I was like, whatever that entails, I'm gonna do it. I was gonna do lowest, but I'd have to go to like Svalbard in like the middle of nowhere to get it done. So I was like, I guess I'll just do the highest. But it would have been cool to have that juxtaposition.
Turned out great. Did you get over your fear of heights, or do you still have one?
Nah, I'm still definitely afraid. Like that probably worsened it. Cause now I know like what it really looks like up there. I'm like, yo, now I know that I definitely don't want to be up there for periods of time. I think skydiving, I lessened my fear of skydiving because like right after you jump out, everything's fine. But your body is like, oh, I'm falling out of an airplane. Like it's like super scary. But right after that, everything is cool and it's just like calm and collected. Like the only fear that you have is like right before you jump out. But then when you jump out, you don't even have really time to be afraid. You're just like all your body can do is just like I guess panic. But it's kind of cool because when I landed, I was like, yo, let's do it again. Like that was sick.
Okay, cool. Could we expect a full-length project soon?
Yes, a full-length project is coming within the next couple months.
Awesome. Could you like spill how many tracks are on there, or are you
yeah, I can. It's 6 tracks. Some of the ones that I have out are going on it to kind of complete it and make the story make sense. But yeah, it's gonna be 6 songs. And yeah, it's just like a fluid body of work. I think it really speaks to like what it is, and it's called Back to Earth, and that's kind of it has a lot of space inspired beats and future-y sounds and alien stuff going on. So it's very outer space. And I think it's really unique body of work. Yeah. So it's called Back to Earth and it's coming out within the next couple months.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Could you like hear your music evolving between like your past releases and this EP?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can even hear my music evolving between this EP and what I'm working on for my next EP.
Oh wow.
I think that a lot of it is just like leaning into my tonality and my intonation and my like the way I'm using my voice. And also like the genre, like I've been getting more into like my roots of like pop punk, anti-pop type stuff. I think Back to Earth was like a really good themed concept project. But yeah, like I think some of my past releases suck. Like I have some music that I had to take off and people are still like, yo, what happened to Slide Through? What happened to Anything? And I'm like, yo, that was me in like 2015, like teenage angst, horrible at making music. Like, please don't mention that. So yeah, like, and I think something that Michael Ashby and I are doing is advancing my sound further and just trying to find like new, he'll be like, oh, that's a cool thing. I'll be like, yeah, I kind of want to lean into that. So I think it's an always evolving thing and an ever evolving thing. And by the time that songs get out, you're already kind of sick of them. And it's already like, that's not even what I sound like anymore. Like, I think a lot of Back to Earth is almost a year old at this point. And it's like finally coming out, which is like kind of like a break the third wall moment, I guess.
Awesome. Last question. Our music website focuses on up and coming artists. So do you have any favorites at the moment?
Yes. Can I have like a big, no, I'm just kidding. I was going to list like 30 people. I like KO Genesis. He's sick. He's one of my good friends. Ro Capara is absolutely sick. Cody and Capo from New Jersey is super dope. So on and so forth. This kid Replay 3J, absolutely insane. I could keep naming them, but I think that's good for now. That's before I go on a tangent and start dropping everybody.
Awesome. So this is Dolo tonight. I'm Sarah from The Music Enthusiast. See you next time.
All right, bye. Thank you.